guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be another empties video. It's going to be the last empties for the year, and I do have a lot of things. Now I just want to say this before I begin with the video, that a lot of things in this video are not cruelty free, so I will obviously not be repurchasing those. Some of them I would not even repurchase like otherwise, even if the cruelty free thing did not be like a factor. So I'm just going to go into it. First of all, I'll just talk about things which I think were like okay and I would not repurchase either way, and then we'll move on to talking about what I'm going to repurchase, what I'm not going to repurchase only because it's not cruelty free, and all of that stuff. I know it sounds a little complicated in the beginning, but once we like continue with the video, I'm sure it'll be a lot more clear. But yeah, I do have a lot of things to talk about, so let's dive right into it. First of all, a product that I'm very happy to finish up is my last collab dry shampoo. I don't think, okay, actually, I forgot. I have two. These were my last two collab dry shampoos, the Candy fragrance and the Paradise fragrance. The Paradise fragrance reminds me of the Batiste dry shampoo, the yellow one, which has like a coconut scent to it. I feel like this is like the collab version of that dry shampoo. And then the Candy one was like a sweet candy kind of fragrance. Personally, I'm not a fan of collab dry shampoos, and I've spoken about that a bunch of times on my channel. I don't think that they really give a lot of volume or like really absorb a lot of the oil and make your hair looking fresh. So I just think that they're a little ineffective as dry shampoos in itself, and Batiste is my ride or die. Even though it is not cruelty free, but I have not been able to find a cruelty free dry shampoo that does a good job, so we're just gonna have to deal with non cruelty free ones at the moment. But yeah, these two in general, cruelty free or not, I'm just not a big fan of. I don't think they're effective and I would not repurchase. Moving on next, for some reason I've gone through a lot of lens solution. For those of you who don't know, I actually wear lenses. I've been wearing lenses for 3.5 to 4 years at this point, and I have 3 bottles of lens solution. I have the Bausch & Lomb Bio True, which is my favorite. This is the one that I always tend to repurchase whenever I go to the pharmacy. And then these two I actually got free recently when I restocked on like a fresh batch of lenses. I got these two free. These are the Aqua Lens Comfort Solution ones. Lens solution is lens solution, honestly, in case you wear lenses and you were wondering, like if you're new to lenses or anything, lens solution is lens solution. Every brand is the same, at least to me. But yeah, I went through a total of 3 bottles of lens solution. Then moving on next, okay, let me talk about these first. I also have the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Spray Lotion for stretch marks. I honestly don't care about stretch marks anymore at this point. Because I feel like it's very difficult to find something that is cruelty free, which helps to get rid of stretch marks. I think if there was something like that available, then I would be more inclined to it. Right now, I'm just like, you know what, stretch marks keep coming and go. If you are someone whose weight is always fluctuating, for me, I would not say my weight is fluctuating, but like before lockdown, I was doing a good job at losing weight, and then when lockdown hit, I started eating a lot of cheese and everything at home, and I suddenly started putting on more weight throughout lockdown, and now I am again trying to reduce it. So I feel like this whole weight gain and weight loss, or like more than weight, it's more of inches, I feel like is kind of contributing a lot, and I have a lot of stretch marks right now. But I'm just like, you know what, I'm the only one who can see it. No one else can really see it, and I don't really care at this point. This did not really help much with stretch marks, but the reason I bought this is because I was looking for a spray body lotion, and honestly, I'm okay with regular body lotions at this point. I don't need something that is super lightweight. But yeah, if you are someone who doesn't like body lotion because it's like sticky and icky, I would say start with a spray body lotion, anyone that you can find, and eventually you will just get used to it, and then you can just use regular body lotions. Would not repurchase this, because Palmer's I don't think is cruelty free, and even if it was, I don't really care for this, so not gonna repurchase this. But it definitely was a good product. It smelled amazing, and it kind of got me into using body lotions again, so I'm really happy and thankful for that. Moving on next to 2 products that are actually discontinued and you can't get your hands on it, so I would not repurchase either ways. The face wash chia seed, the face wash, did I say face wash? The Face Shop Chia Seed Hydrating Facial Toner is one that, again, I with me and hydrating toners, it's kind of like, are they really necessary wala situation? So I'm just like, and this particular range is not available anymore. They have revamped it, and it's now in like a green color packaging. I don't really know what the name is, and I'm not sure if they have a toner in that range, because some of the products from the original range have not been taken down to the newer range. But yeah, I mean, I'm just like, whatever, did not really impress me. It's not really life changing. So it's like, okay, whatever. And the Face Shop is not cruelty free, so let's not even get into it. Moving on to another product. This is the Plum Creme Caramel Body Wash. Now again, Plum discontinued this existing range of body washes, and now they have their Plum Body Lovin' body washes. I do really love those, and I recently bought one of them, like the full size, after trying out the travel sizes. This, if they, I'm actually really waiting for Plum to launch like some vanilla or like caramelly kind of like sweet scents in their body washes in the newer range. But yeah, I really like the scent of this. I'm going to send this very soon for the Plum Empties program. But yeah, did really like this. If it was still available, I would have definitely repurchased it, but since it's not, I'm waiting for them to come up with something like this so I can buy it. Moving on, next, let me quickly talk about three more. Stop. Three more non-cruelty free products. The L'Oreal Hydra Fresh Genius Multi-Active Essence Cream. This is like the L'Oreal version of the Pond's gel moisturizer. That is my absolute favorite. Just that this one is more expensive. There was a phase in the middle where it was, I think, March or April, and the Pond's gel moisturizer was sold out everywhere. So I had to just give in and buy this because I wanted a similar texture, and this definitely was just like it, but a more expensive version, because this one is 50 ml for like 550 rupees or something like that. It's definitely a good product. If you were not cruelty free, I would just say get the Pond's one over this. If you can't get the Pond's one in stock, then buy this. Because I'm not cruelty, because I'm not cruelty, because I am cruelty free, I can't buy this because this is not cruelty free. So definitely not going to repurchase it, even if I'm in like a crunch situation where I can't get my hands on anything. Moving on, next, another gel moisturizer. This is the It Skin Green Tea Watery Cream. Again, I really like the fact that this is more of a creamier gel consistency, so a little bit more moisturizing, but still lightweight, still great as a daytime moisturizer, and I really like my experience of using it. I also have reviews, by the way. I think I have definitely reviewed these two on my Instagram, so I will leave links for those if you want to see more detailed reviews, because right now I'm just breezing through these as quickly as possible. But this one, again, I would not repurchase, A, because it's not cruelty free, and B, because I just think this one was like 950 rupees for a 50-gram size. So I just think that is too much to spend on moisturizer, even though I probably have to spend that much money now, because cruelty free moisturizers ain't cheap. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. Definitely a good product though. Like, if you have the money and if you have a simple, like very minimal routine, and you don't mind spending a little bit too much on one particular product, that is a good one, in case you're not cruelty free. This one is another product which you might recognize, because I have talked to death about this product on my YouTube channel in 2020. It's the Face Wash Rice Water. The face wash. Why am I calling the Face Shop the face wash in today's video? I do not understand. This is the Face Shop Rice Water Bright Cleansing Cream. I have used this thing up completely. Like, you can tell, I finally used up the whole thing. My thoughts on this are that, A, it's not cruelty free, so I can't repurchase it. B, even if I wasn't cruelty free, like if I could just buy anything, whatever I wanted, I still wouldn't repurchase this, because even though I have mentioned this in multiple Holy Grail videos, I have come to realize that I did not kind of pay a lot of attention to the fact that this doesn't do a very good job at removing eyeliner and liquid lipstick. Most of the time when I was using this, I had to always use some sort of like an oil infused micellar water to kind of take my eyeliner and my lipstick off, because this no matter how much, like even if you put too much pressure on your eyes to remove it, this still does not remove it completely. You have to go in with some other product. So this does a very good job. If you are someone who doesn't wear eyeliner, doesn't wear liquid lipstick, you just maybe put on some tinted moisturizer, maybe a little bit of cream blush, and you just have face makeup to remove, this will do a good job as a first cleanse, and then you go in with a face wash as a second cleanse. But otherwise, if you wear foundation, if you wear waterproof mascara, if you wear really long wearing eyeliner, liquid lipstick, those sort of things, this on its own will not do a good job even as a first cleanse. So you might have to probably go in like 3 steps only for cleansing. So for that reason, not really worth it. And I don't know why I completely overlooked that fact, and I just kept raving and raving and raving about this. But yeah, that is one downside of this particular product. Apart from that, I think it's a really good product, and it's going to last you a long time, because this comes with 200 grams of product, and it lasted me pretty much the whole year, even though I was not using it every single day because I was barely wearing makeup this year. But yeah, it took me a very long time to go through this, and even if you use it every single day, you're still gonna, like, at least it'll take 3 to 4 months to go through that. So yeah, super long review, but you get a good idea. Moving on, next we have the Plum Green Tea Revitalizing Face Mist. Now this particular one, I feel like if you have used the Plum, the toner, their regular toner that comes in that giant 200 ml bottle, I feel like it's very similar. That one has a little less like green tea fragrance. This one is more fragrant, but that one has glycolic acid, this one doesn't have glycolic acid. Those are the only difference between the products. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same thing. So basis of that, if you have used that already, you can compare this product to it and decide which one you want to go for. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's too fragrant for me, would not recommend it. No, this one from my side and my personal experience is a no. But basis of how I described this, if you think that you might like it, you can definitely go for it, because it's not a bad product. It's just that it's something, A, I don't think a face mask is necessary, B, I don't like super fragrance products. Specifically now that I've told you that I'm trying to avoid fragrance as much as possible in my skincare, that's why it's a no for me majorly. And again, it's just like a refreshing experience, but it doesn't do much to like dramatically change your skin. It doesn't improve your skin in any way. It's just a feel good product. So yeah, that was that. Moving on to face washes, which were again okay. The Kaya Youth Hydro Replenish Gentle Face Wash. This one I have definitely reviewed on my Instagram. So you can definitely go and check that out. Overall, it was an okay product, would not repurchase it, and definitely go and check out the review for like more detailed information. And then the Avon Clear Skin Pore and Shine Control Gentle Purifying Gel Cleanser with witch hazel and eucalyptus extract. Oh my god, longest name ever. This one again I felt like was an okayish cleanser. It's supposed to be great for like reducing shine, reducing pores, if that is even a thing, which it's not. It's just a gimmick, and it's supposed to be great for breakup prone skin, again because of the witch hazel and everything. For me, it was just an okay gel cleanser. Did not notice much of a difference when it comes to breakouts or like oil control or any, if that's all. It was just an okay morning cleanser. Would not repurchase it, would not recommend it either. It's not that great. Moving on, next we have the Dr. Shades Clarifying Sulfur Face Mask. This is actually my second one. I was really impressed by the fact that this is like a very, if you are a busy person and you don't have a lot of time to do face mask, I feel like this one, because it dries super quickly and still is effective and gives you benefits. For that reason, I really liked it, and I repurchased this when I think there was some sort of like an offer or discount on Nykaa. There was maybe like 30% off or 50%, I don't remember, because it's been a long time. That's when I bought this, and again I used this thing up completely, you can see. But now I just think that, you know what, it's not worth it only for that specific reason, because there are a ton of other face masks, and I will talk about in one just a bit, which I feel like I prefer a lot more. If I'm a busy person and I don't have the time, then I might just, you know, not do it. instead of spending so much money on a product and doing it when I'm super busy, I would just rather not do face masks. Because yeah, I don't think it's worth the money. It was pretty expensive. I don't remember the price. It was under $1,000, but for 30 grams of face mask, I think anywhere from like, again, I don't know what the price is, but it was definitely pricey for what you get. So for that reason, I don't think it's worth it. I would recommend it again if you have the money to spend. It's a good product, so if you keep the price and the value aside, only in terms of quality, it's a great product and I would recommend it for the quality. But when you add the price and the value quotient along with the product, I just don't think it adds up and I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, that's why I would personally not repurchase it. Moving on next to another product which I emptied up. This is the Want Vitamin C Water. Now again, I have shared my detailed experience on this product in my recent nighttime skincare routine, so I will link that video in the description box. You can go and check it out. After watching that video, I don't think I need to say anything more about this product. Overall, not impressed, not a fan, would not recommend it unless and until go and watch that video and you will know the unless and until. But yeah, overall, not a fan, would not repurchase, did not see a lot of results, to summarize my thoughts. So yeah, I would much rather recommend the multivitamin super hydrator. That is so much better than this one. So yeah, if you're asking me for a one skincare recommendation, go get that. Moving on, I have three wow hair masks. This one is the coconut milk hair mask. This one is wheat and soy amino acids and Moroccan argan oil. And this one is sunflower biolipids and argan oil. This one I think I have already mentioned in an empties, and I kept this because I wanted to feature this in my most repurchased products video. So I'm going to keep that one aside. I'm just going to talk about these two. The coconut milk and hair, the coconut milk hair mask is the one that I was recently using, and this one did a very good job at moisturizing my hair, but then I felt like it was not as good as this one. The other one that I kept aside, the one for dry and damaged hair, is much better than the coconut milk one. So overall, if I had to choose a wow hair mask, I would go for the one for dry and damaged hair instead of going for the coconut milk one. So if you have more, I'd say normal, a little dry hair, then maybe this one would be good enough for you. But if you have dry hair, even color treated hair that is dry, because it's color treated, I don't think that this one would be good enough. And then the one for normal hair, which has wheat and soy amino acids and Moroccan argan oil, I used this a couple of times and I just felt like it did nothing for my hair. So then I gave it to my mom, and I'm pretty sure she's the one who used up this whole thing. And yeah, I think that's why I cannot give you like a detailed empties wala review, but I can tell you that I used it a couple of times and I didn't like it. So I literally like decluttered it. So like this is good if you, I mean, like even for her hair it was okay. She did not give it like a raving review or anything. So overall, I think this one I would not recommend at all for anyone. I don't know, because I'm someone, I put hair mask on like my ends. So normally people either have normal ends or like super dry ends. For normal ends, the coconut milk one is better than for dry ends. The dry and damaged one is better. So I don't even know who this one is really meant for, even though it says it's for normal hair. I am not sure personally. So yeah, this one I would say skip. Um, Moving on next, yeah, so not a hair mask, a face mask that I would actually recommend is the Tricone Charcoal Hydra Clay Mask. Again, this one I have raved about quite a bit. I know you can see a little bit, but I literally cannot get all of that out. At this point, I've just quit. But yeah, this one is my favorite. One of my favorites. I would not say favorite. One of my absolute favorite charcoal face masks. I love the fact that this comes with a lot of quantity. It comes with 100 grams of product and it's priced at rupees 595. But you can definitely get it at offers or discounts if you buy it on Nykaa or Amazon. So Yeah, this one is my absolute favorite. If you want to see a more detailed review, I will link a video in which I talk about a couple of different like charcoal face masks, and this one was like the top one out of all of those. I really like it because it's good for, I would say, normal to oily skin, not very good for dry skin, and yeah, in general it does a very good job at just like deep cleaning my skin, detoxifying it, decongesting all my pores and everything. And yeah, really big fan of this particular face mask. Moving on, next, I feel like I should stop right now even though I have a couple more products. Yeah, I think I will just talk about them in my next video because this video is already 20 minutes long. I don't want it to be like a half an hour long empties. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop right here. This is it for all the empties. I have like 4 or 5 products that I will mention maybe in like my 2021 empties. So yeah, that was it for this video. I really hope that you found it helpful. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and make sure you click on the red subscribe button. I will leave all the relevant videos that I mentioned already in the description box. You can go and check that out. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time. Bye. Bye bye.